Welcome to video 3. My name is Natalia Willett-Grice, and this is video 3 in the asset protection series. In the first video, we covered asset protection in general and what does that mean, and stop thinking of it as forms and entities. Video 2, we talked about limiting liability and how that's actually different than asset protection. And in this video, we're going to talk about creditor protection. Okay, so again, creditor protection is not the same as asset protection. This is another goal of asset protection. So creditors aren't just banks who have lent you money to finance the purchase of a property or who've given you a line of credit, okay? Creditors include the people or the entities who have successfully received a judgment against you and who can, as a result of that judgment, levy some of your assets or force the sale of some of those assets to satisfy their judgments. So again, somebody does not become a creditor until they have, unless they're, a mortgage lender or that kind of a traditional lender, but they don't become your creditor until they have a judgment that says you owe them this amount of money for something that took place. Very important, because way too many people think, oh, I'm getting sued, now I have creditors. No, it's not until they win or are successful, or there's some sort of a settlement where you've agreed that they are now your creditor, okay? So I want you to know that there are some assets in Florida that already have like that built-in protection against some creditors, all right? Your homestead, right? Your homestead, so long as it's owned by you or your living trust, is entitled to some constitutional protections against creditors. So if you've died, certain things that you left behind are also protected from creditors. This is called exempt property. It's also important to realize that the best kind of creditor protection, right, is implementing practices that are going to reduce the risk of you ending up with a creditor you didn't sign up for in the first place, right? The creditors that you sign up for are lenders. The creditors that you do not sign up for are the people that have like the slip and falls, the car accident, that kind of thing. So these practices start from the inside, right? How you're conducting your business affairs, and they flow outward from there. They include having clear and unambiguous contracts that cover known potential events, quality for control systems for how you run your business, including, supervising your employees and team members to make sure that they're not communicating the wrong things to people. Clear and neutral communication with everybody that's involved in your business, inside and outside of your business. Checklists, hazard, property and casualty insurance, cyber insurance, proper storage of your receipts for anything that you've expensed in your business, pulling all necessary permits when there are additions or modifications made to your real estate investments, using quality materials in your renovations, double or triple checking for banking transactions. So if you're going to send something to a title company, making sure that you're calling in to verify wires, that kind of thing, right? Using licensed contractors. So all of these are practices that minimize your risk of ending up with a creditor that you do not want. All right. External processes, right, that improve creditor protection. They involve written joint venture agreements, for example, with the partners that you have substantially vetted. You need to make sure you're substantially vetting who you're working with. And these are agreements that deal with financials, with operations, with reputation. I mean, everything should be involved in these. And which contain indemnification provisions for the acts of your partners. Verifying bonds and insurance coverage for contractors. And leases with indemnification provisions as well. Why? Because a way to protect yourself from certain creditors is to force third parties that might be involved in what happened having to make you whole if you come out of pocket for money for actions of those other people, your partners, your contractors, your tenants, whether it's commercial or residential, right? You got to make sure that you're being really clear with everybody involved and with your business practices to minimize the risk of ending up with those creditors that you don't want. And that is real creditor protection.